Bob Myers, after 12 years, is stepping down as the Golden State Warriors executive of basketball operations. And I felt like the response today was actually really weird. There were two different camps. There was camp one that said, this is the end of the Warriors dynasty. There's camp two that said, you look at this guy's draft history, James Wiseman. What has he done? And I think there's a misunderstanding. Without Bob Myers, we may not see the greatest team in NBA history. When the Warriors made him the GM in 2012, the seventh overall pick takes Harrison Barnes. But then in the second round, he drafts Draymond Green, pudgy kid that was a winner at Michigan State that turned out to be the best defender since Dwight Howard or Kevin Garnett. He also signed Steph Curry to what was kind of known as like the modern Scottie Pippen contract, right? Pippen was probably the most underpaid superstar of the 20th century. Steph Curry, because of some ankle injuries, was paid $11 million a year up until 2017. They also got Draymond for $17 million a year. That allowed them to sign Kevin Durant. But let's not forget in the process, they also hired Steve Kerr, who in his first year ever as a coach, won a championship. And he went to the finals in every single season up until 2023 that his core three was healthy. Bob Myers also, at the end of his days, drafted, Kevon Looney in 2015, Jordan Poole in 2019. These are late first-round picks, two Michigan boys right there that were key parts of championship teams and are also in their 20s. He also drafted James Wiseman. We could all acknowledge the terrible pick, 2020. But then in 2021, he takes Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga. I know those two guys right now are not like these elite players, but they're also developing, and they've also gotten very little reps. Moses Moody is going to be one of the best 3-and-D wings in the game. He was a top 10 prospect, the guy with the 14th pick. Jonathan Kuminga may not have played much in the playoffs and may have had some attitude issues. He was a top 5 prospect they got at number 7. Bob Myers is leaving this Warriors team off in great hands, and he's also not handicapping them by trading those young guys away. So the new general manager here, he's going to have the flexibility to move those players or prioritize their development. And I think either way, when you look at the Bob Myers era for the Warriors, it was an unmitigated success. And I think he's one of the most underappreciated and one of the best GMs in NBA history. Because without him, there may not be Kevin Durant, there may not be Steve Kerr, there may not be Draymond Green, and there may not be a dynasty. This guy didn't draft Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, but he did everything else. And when you look at the best organizations in basketball, I think the Warriors are in that discussion because of what they've done the last decade. And that's why he's one of the best GMs to ever do it. And he needs a lot more credit for what they've built and the discourse that I've seen today, which a lot of which is, what has he done? I'm like, you serious? You dead ass?
So you're telling me that this is the guy that got Kevin Durant? It's him. He's the guy.
Steph Curry's not making $11 million, and no, they're not going to have the cap space to bring in KD.
No, I'm asking. He's responsible for this.
In order to sign Kevin Durant, they needed to have the cap space. So with the 32% cap spike of 2016, the Warriors also had enough room to give Kevin Durant that 2-year, $50 million deal because Steph Curry and Draymond were both underpaid. And that is a testament to management.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is that Bob Myers is the guy who is responsible for Kevin Durant being in Golden State.
Yes.
Screw Bob Myers then. He ruined basketball. Screw Bob Myers. Give us one of the worst eras. Give us one of the worst eras in basketball history. Those 2 years were.
It's actually 3.
No, KD was only there for 2 years. Well, the third year they lost.
Yes, but he was a Warrior that year.
It went
and that's a reasonable point. But
yeah,
I just want to give that man some praise because
credit to him, but also screw you for ruining basketball for 2 years.
Okay.
And Kevin Durant for that matter too, because